Do you believe you are an expert on your Lexus or Toyota? Rethink your thought. Most drivers are unaware of the amazing hidden features that are concealed in your automobile. Yep, nearly 7 out of 10 drivers are missing out on these awesome tricks, like lane trace assistance or turning your key fob into a remote engine killer. These few tips may make driving much more enjoyable, intelligent, and smooth. Are you prepared to test your knowledge? Particularly the final one. Even your mechanic is unaware of this, which is a game changer. Let's get started. The first secret feature. Your Toyota has the ability to turn off itself. The majority of drivers aren't even aware of this really clever fact. In fact, if you forget, your contemporary Toyota may shut itself off. Contemporary Toyota automobiles, particularly hybrids, are equipped with an integrated auto engine shut-off timer. What does that signify? In essence, your car will turn off on its own after an hour if you leave it parked and running without doing anything. Yes, your automobile shuts off on its own. Imagine if after parking in your driveway and leaving the engine running to maintain the air conditioning, you get sidetracked inside your home. Or perhaps because hybrids are so quiet, you forgot the engine was still running when you pulled into your garage. The engine may run for hours in such a situation, and in a locked garage, that might quickly turn dangerous. There have also been instances in real life where individuals were unaware that the automobile was still running, which resulted in dangerous situations like carbon monoxide accumulation. Toyota included the safety function for that reason. This is how it operates. The technology recognizes that the automobile is simply sitting there if it is turned on, but no one is activating the radio, opening doors, or touching buttons. A 60-minute countdown begins. A caution notice appears on the screen. In an hour, the engine will shut off. Although you have the choice to cancel, the engine will turn off on its own if you don't. Safety isn't the only consideration either. Additionally, this function reduces pollutants and saves petrol. In addition to saving gasoline when the car is idling, you're also maintaining the long-term health of your engine. Don't freak out the next time your Toyota offers you a 1-hour warning. It's only carrying out its duty to keep you intelligent and safe when driving. A hidden feature, glass of water mode. Number 2. This one is entertaining. Did you know that certain Toyotas may use a hypothetical glass of water to assess how smooth your driving is? It's known as glass of water mode indeed. The anime Initial D, which featured a driver racing down mountain roads without spilling water from a cup resting on his dashboard, gave rise to this clever concept. Toyota used that to create their own driving challenge. This is how it operates. Imagine that a glass of water is full and resting on your dash. Drive normally now. The automobile behaves as though water would have splattered everywhere if you brake too hard, accelerate too quickly, or make a tight curve. You can see how much water you would have spilled during your trip thanks to the system's tracking. Similar to a game, it's also a clever method of improving your driving. Your passengers will feel safer, and you will use less gasoline if you are smooth. It teaches you to cruise rather than blast the accelerator, glide through corners, and softly into stops. This function isn't present in every Toyota. It's mostly found in eco-driving modes and in some Japanese models. However, without being dull, it's still one of the best ways Toyota promotes safer driving practices. Who knew you could become a pro driver by seeming to have a glass of water with you? If you've read this far, you might want to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and give it a thumbs up. This enables me to provide you more frank automotive advice. The third secret feature is the mute button you were unaware of. Have you ever wanted to quickly turn off the music in your car without grabbing the volume control or becoming sidetracked by the screen? In fact, there is a concealed mute button in your Lexus or Toyota. However, hardly nobody is aware of it. It isn't marked, and the handbook doesn't mention it either. However, it is present. This is how it operates. Examine your steering wheel. Look for the mode button, which allows you to choose between Bluetooth, FM radio, and other audio sources. For 3 whole seconds, try holding down that button. Suddenly, your radio or music will go silent. No more fumbling with knobs, looking up volume settings, or navigating a touchscreen while operating a motor vehicle. It's simple, quick, and keeps your attention on the road. Particularly useful when you get to a drive-through window, the kids fall asleep in the back car, or a phone call comes in. The intriguing portion is about to begin. The mode button on previous Toyota models included a little placard that said press and hold to mute. However, Toyota eliminated such language in later versions. Nobody is quite sure why. Perhaps to make the wheel seem cleaner. In either case, the function continues to operate in the same manner. Pro tip, this option mutes the sound but does not switch off your audio equipment. Thus, your music will immediately return when you press the button once more or change the volume when you're ready. Keep this secret gem in mind the next time you need stillness quickly. It's one of those clever little extras that enhance the driving experience of a Toyota. The fourth secret feature is the ability of your parking brake to automatically engage. This little feature has a lot of advantages. In fact, your Lexus or Toyota can apply the parking brake for you. No more pulling levers or questioning if you set it or not.
There is an option in many of the more recent models, particularly those with electronic parking brakes, that allows the vehicle to apply the parking brake automatically each time you put it in park. This implies that the automobile locks itself in place without your intervention after you stop and shift into gear P. Why does this matter so much? First of all, it's quite practical. The automobile will remain in place whether you're parking on a slant, on a slope, or even just coming into your driveway. No guessing, no rolling. There is no need to press a separate button or draw a handbrake. Better still, it keeps your transmission from deteriorating. In the absence of a parking brake, the car's weight rests on a little component inside your gearbox known as the parking pawl that may deteriorate or possibly shatter over time. However, that pressure is released, and the vehicle is securely held in place when the electronic parking brake engages. Through the vehicle settings or brake setting menu, which is often located on the dash screen, you may activate this setting. Simply search for an automatic parking brake, or anything like, turn it on, and you're ready to go. One of those unseen assistants. You won't even notice it once it's on. However, your automobile is getting wiser every time you park, keeping everything smooth, safe, and secure. The fifth secret feature is Smart Rear Seat Alert. In addition to being intelligent when driving, your Toyota is also intelligent when you stop. And the backseat reminder is one of its most awesome tiny safety features. Everybody has been there. After parking, you become preoccupied and leave. However, what if you left a crucial item in the rear seat? Perhaps it's a laptop, groceries, or something much more valuable, like your child's bag or a pet. The backseat reminder can help with that. Your automobile will give you a little prod each time you switch off the engine, if you have this option enabled. A notification that reads, "Check the rear seat," appears along with a little chime. It's just a reminder, but it may save you a lot of trouble. Do you want to activate it? Simply navigate to the infotainment screen, select Settings, then Safety and Alerts, or depending on your model, Vehicle Settings, and turn on the rear seat reminder. Completed. However, Toyota didn't end there. Imagine inadvertently locking a spare key fob inside your vehicle. Your Toyota will give you a lengthy, loud beep before you leave, just long enough to get your attention and prevent you from locking yourself out. Here's an additional clever bonus. You may hear the seatbelt chime if you have large bags or groceries on the front passenger seat, which might lead the car to believe that someone is seated there. Toyota allows dealers to turn off the chime while the warning light remains on if it becomes too bothersome. These may seem like little things, but they add up to make your daily commute more smoother and wiser. The sixth secret feature is the cargo floor's magical dual height. There is a secret trick in the trunk of any Toyota RAV4, especially one that is 2019 or later. The changeable dual height cargo floor is the name given to it. And believe me, it's far more practical than it seems. This is how it operates. The rear luggage floor isn't fixed in a single location. In fact, you can move it up or down. It aligns with the back seats when they are folded down when positioned on the higher level. This provides a smooth surface on which to slide boxes, groceries, luggage, or anything else you wish to load efficiently. Do you need additional space? You can gain more than 2 inches of height by lowering the floor to the lower level. That works well for taller items like a folding stroller, plants, or even a cooler. There's more though. There is a hard plastic side on the floor panel when you turn it over. This side is designed to handle life's trash. Have footwear that are muddy, wet soccer equipment. After a wet trek, a drenched dog, throw everything in. This side is very easy to clean and can withstand the dirt. Here's a heads up now. According to some drivers, the panel may droop somewhat if you store really large items on the upper level. However, a lot of people use a full-size spare tire for extra support or place foam blocks below to address it. It's one of those ingenious little things that you never really consider until you use it for the first time and find yourself wondering how you manage to live without it. The seventh secret feature. The small black button. The buzzer. The mystery. Have you ever been driving a Toyota or Lexus and opened the door even slightly while the vehicle was still moving, only to have it begin beeping frantically? It's not screaming at you and it's not broken. Simply put, the sound is a safety warning that your door isn't completely closed. It's a clever warning to protect you. However, if all you're trying to do is grab something or have a little conversation, it can get a little frustrating. The secret is right here. Examine the immediate vicinity of the door's inner edge, often the vicinity of the latch. A little black rubber button or plunger will protrude. Your silent button is that. The automobile will believe the door is closed, and the beeping will cease if you use your finger to press it in while the door is open. If you're parked and want to open the door to speak with someone but don't want to listen to the alarm all the time, this is quite convenient. Just keep in mind that you may only use this tactic while you're parked or driving extremely slowly. When driving at full speed, never use it. The purpose of the beep is to protect you. You'll know the secret way to keep your automobile quiet the next time it begins screaming at you for opening the door. Watch the 7 things you should never do to your Toyota if you like this video. Even before you've driven 100,000 miles, the items I've described here can ruin your engine.